It was our darkest moment, full of nothing but disappointment and despair. But then, like an angel from the heavens above, a bright light emerged and down descended Nintendo with more information on new Animal Crossing updates. Will they save us? Guys and girls, what a crazy 48 hours it has been, huh? Like all sorts of levels of disappointment, frustration, maybe even some acceptance. A few nasty things were said here and there, but hey, we've all made it to this point together, so it's all good. And now it's really looking good. And contrary to a lot of the things I'm seeing being said right now, I think this is a pretty big deal. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why, using data and history like we love to do. So what's going on, guys and girls? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Smash that like button because Animal Crossing New Horizons, the updates are continuing. And let me know in the comments down below how you feel about all this stuff, what you think, and especially after seeing and hearing what I've got to say, I want to know where you're at. So what has gone down today? Well, dude's trying to leave before he even heard the news. What has gone down today? Some really good stuff. Nintendo realized that they made an oopsie, and they completely tried to avoid their biggest current fan base, right? That's like when you're going to a party and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see this person, but they're the host of the party and you know you're going to see them and you're trying to hide, but they see you. Well, now Nintendo has seen us and they had something to say. But it's interesting what they chose to say, and I'm going to tell you why, because I feel really good. Beardo and Beryl need some serious help in their dating life. I mean, they even need help finding people to play games with. But hey, maybe you're looking to make a new friend as well. Today's video is brought to you by Kippo, a fun, free, and easy-to-use dating app for gamers 18 and up. And while it may lead to love, it's also the perfect place to just find a friend. I mean, it's hard to find people that share your exact same interests, but Kippo makes it super easy, and you can pick all the games you love most. For me, it's Animal Crossing, BioShock, Mario Kart 8, and then you can express yourself with these super cool cards like your favorite Pokemon and help you match up with people that enjoy the same things as you do. I know with all that's been going on lately, it can be hard to get out there and meet people, so Kippo is your perfect remedy. Make sure to click the link in the description below now to download Kippo today and find a new friend, or create an awesome gaming group to share all this fun with. Aw, Beardo and Beryl. Guys, I told you. I know it's tough out there, but with Kippo, I knew we'd make this work. So here is exactly what's said. Doug Bowser, the president of Nintendo of America, came through today in the clutch and said that despite ACNH not being a part of the company's E3 presentation, it's a big part of Nintendo's future. Big part. While we didn't talk about it during the E3 Nintendo Direct, we absolutely have plans going forward to ensure the 33 million people who have islands out there have new and fun activities to engage with, Bowser says. Look for more to come. Now, this is very interesting for a number of reasons. Okay, one, he is calling attention to new and fun activities, and I want you to remember that word, activities, because to me, and I'm going to show you why, that is more than just the cutesy fun items we've gotten that have, fluffed up some of the festivals over the last couple of months. I think Nintendo has bigger plans than maybe some people are preparing for. I know the doom and gloom philosophy right now is that all Nintendo is going to do is bring some items when Halloween rolls around and when Toy Day rolls around and call it a day. But unlike past interviews, Doug Bowser said different things this time, and it leads me to believe that Nintendo is actually preparing something substantial, actually preparing something good. They saw the ticket price, $60, they saw how much time we've put in, they saw how much of a megaphone, of a salesman we've been. Like, all of us are always singing the praises of this game. How many copies of ACNH have you sold? I bet at least 3. To your friends, to your family, right, to random people in Target. A lot of people, it's just a word-of-mouth game. That's how it goes. And I want to call your attention to what Doug Bowser said last time he talked about the future of Animal Crossing, because some people would say activities, it means BS. And I say, no, activities means actual content. It means new things for us to do on a regular basis on our islands. And here is why. Doug Bowser's last time talking about Animal Crossing was in December. He said, yeah, I see 2 potential avenues here. One you already mentioned, which has been our update schedule that comes from the developers. And that can be around seasons, it can be around events, and it can be around enhanced gameplay features. And that will continue as we go forward. Now, events and seasons are 2 words he uses to describe what we have seen recently, right? The cheese wheel, okay? that is something seasonal. And events are the holidays and things that we have come to know now. They're past, right? They reoccur, and like Bunny Day, they did add some fun things. And then enhanced gameplay features. And I would argue that we haven't really seen many enhanced gameplay features since Dougie B said this in December. The warp pipe is one of them. I suppose like some of the new reactions are another one of them. But a big part of his enhanced gameplay features has been UGC. Now, user-generated content is something that Doug Bowser spoke extensively on in that December interview, because he said Animal Crossing grows a lot by players investing their time and their creativity into the game. And that was made evident by the update we got, where they included more design slots and they gave us these cool things to work with, like for my ice cream truck, the panels, and it really felt like it was like, players, you push this game forward, please. And I want to draw your attention to one more quote, this time from November of 2020, and this time from President Furukawa, who is the president of Nintendo in general. He said, going forward, we will continue to implement in-game events and would like to create a situation where consumers will keep enjoying the game for a long time. Again, using the word events. So Doug used events, Furukawa used events, and this time Doug says new and fun activities. Now, you could call me a semantic Sally, but I really believe that there is absolute critical nature in the word choice of the president of Nintendo. This dude knows that what he says goes. This dude knows that what he says is going to be taken as gospel by Nintendo fans, and the PR team and Doug carefully craft what they're about to say. And I believe activities was a conscious choice to distinguish itself from events, from seasons, and from UGC. Now, you might say, why did we not get it at E3 if they had these great plans? And I will now draw your attention to the pandemic. I think whether we want to like it or not, believe it or not, think it's valid or not, the pandemic has had significant effects on Nintendo and pretty much every gaming company, no, scratch that, every gaming company in the world. I mean, if you look at their lineup, they do have some really nifty stuff, some fun games that I can't wait to share with you, like Mario Party Superstars. But we once again go into a holiday season without a massive title. There is no Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 in 2021. There is no Mario Kart. And there definitely is no Animal Crossing New Horizons. So this has caused a huge splinter in their development. Their development is like the foot, and they just walked on the oldest, grubbiest deck you can imagine at the start of summer, and they weren't prepared. Blood, tears, and that weird piece of wood that you can never get out of your skin. Well, it might not just be the pandemic though, because perhaps Nintendo did not plan for this game to do as well as it did. And there's another example of that did happen at E3. Capcom said that they did not plan any Resident Evil Village DLC, but thanks to the crazy performance of the game and the resounding love from the fans, they have started development on DLC. Now you might say, how the heck, Zach, could Nintendo not know that this was going to be a banger? How could they not know? Well, one, they didn't predict the pandemic. And two, the last time Animal Crossing was on a home console, do you know how many copies it sold? In its lifetime? It sold 3 million copies, okay? That was Animal Crossing City Folk, and it sold 3 million copies. Now that is 1/10 of what Animal Crossing New Horizons has already sold in a little over a year. And the last time Animal Crossing was on a handheld with New Leaf, yeah, it did push numbers, but it still was 12 million copies in its entirety. That's like a third of where we're at. So maybe Nintendo really wasn't ready for the success of ACNH, and maybe they did take their time to see how this was going to turn out, and then the pandemic slowed them down and prevented them from working efficiently or up to speed, and now they are really getting the cogs in motion. Now, I'm not saying they're going to surprise you with wham, a massive, huge paid DLC. I think if that was going to happen, like I said, it would have been at E3. But I do think there's a good chance that we get an update that brings more than just the bare bone minimum. I think we're going to get some meat. I think there's still a lot of juicy stuff left in Animal Crossing, and I think it's evidenced by Doug Bowser's comments, and he also is a smart guy. Nintendo knows, and look at his quote here. He says that he wants to make sure that 33 million people who have islands out there, okay, so this isn't new players, he's speaking to the already existing audience. So he wants to cater to them, right? Not just a few new frou-frou things, but to make sure that the current players, you, the ones that have spent 500, 1,000, 1,500 hours, you have new and fun activities. And in Animal Crossing New Horizons, an activity could be a new event, but that would be an event. So an activity could be new items, but that would be items. So an activity to me does mean a new NPC. It does mean a new way to enjoy the game. It does mean something new multiplayer. And now I'm gonna bring you another piece of big evidence because we gotta go data here at SwitchForce. Look at the date on this image. This is when Nintendo announced their summer update for Animal Crossing in 2020, June 25th. Now, I don't want to make any promises, but we have not arrived at this date for 2021. So if there was to be a substantial summer update, maybe it just hasn't been the right time. Now, June 25th is the following Friday. It's coming up quick, and maybe they don't announce it right there, but I want you to know that past precedent says their big summer update would not have arrived yet. So we still have hope in that direction. And I think the summer months are a fantastic time for them to prep and plan. Now, maybe you're wishing Doug Bowser gave a little more detail. Maybe you're wishing that he hinted when it would come. And maybe you think that it's suspicious he's being so airy-fairy and nebulous. But let me tell you that if any company is good at just being completely wishy-washy, it is Nintendo. They never really say what they mean, but they try to at least give a bit of a hint. And I think Doug Bowser, in his very Nintendo-y way, is saying that, hey, take a deep breath, it's going to be a-okay. And I also want you to know that the more I thought about it, the best way to make money on Animal Crossing New Horizons is to sell DLC. But if that's not Nintendo's plans, hey, it works in our favor, we don't have to pay. And it actually is a marketing move every single time Nintendo releases an update. Remember that every time they drop an update, this game gets substantial mention by major media. And this time, if they delivered a big one, that is going to blow up. Think about how much coverage there's been on the disappointment, the sadness, the disarray of Animal Crossing. What are they doing? How are they abandoning it? Think about that attention and now realize if they do drop something big, everybody and more are going to pick that up and say, get back to the game. 33 million people are about to say, all right, party time. And when you have that much buzz, posting screenshots, talking on Twitter, articles on your favorite website, Instagram videos, you know what that means? More and more people see the game, more and more people are enticed, and more people spend $60 to be a part of the fun. So a free update is free for us, but it is marketing material for Nintendo to go make money on other players. There's almost 100 million Switch owners out there. Only a third of them have Animal Crossing. And yeah, that's a fantastic percentage. It's actually huge. It's actually amazing. But that means that there still are like 60 plus million people that don't have this game, but could have this game. Okay, so when he says activities, I don't want to even mention my boy, my guy with the coffee, my guy with the cocoa, because I don't want to ruffle your feathers too much. I don't want to get you excited for something that I don't know. But what I do know is that this game is still going to continue. And I think Nintendo is privy to the fact that, hey, we need more. They heard our voices, they saw the outcry, and whether they've been working on it for a long time, or 2 months, or 2 weeks, or heck, 2 days, I think we will get nice new Animal Crossing content, and I think it will be very good. I don't think we're just doomed to a few items and a few tweaks to the holiday events. There's a reason why the verbiage is different this time around, and there's a reason why he didn't say, go design. There's a reason he called out the already existing players, because those are the ones that raised a stink the last 48 hours. You and me, baby. We're in this together. And like I always tell you, hashtag trust SwitchForce. I said there was hope on the horizon, even when it seemed like it was our darkest moment. And I believe we might be in for some pretty cool things. So I want to hear your take in the comments down below, everybody. Let me know how you feel after Doug Bowser's comments today. Do you feel at least relieved that Nintendo acknowledged us? Are you worried that it's just going to be nothing, that they're not really going to follow through on what they say? Or do you feel like I do and think, hey, if you look at the data, if you look at the history, maybe the big summer update just hasn't been the day yet. And maybe that thing is closer than we think. I'll keep you posted. Anything new happens, you know I got you covered. So make sure to smash that like button. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. I love you guys a lot. Until next time, everyone, thanks so much for watching. You guys are so awesome. And I love you, and I felt so sad for you, and I felt sad for me, and I was just like, oh, we need this to work out. So I was so glad to see this news today and make this video for our community. And if you're looking for some new friends, click the link in the description down below to check out Kippo. But until next time, everybody, thanks again. SwitchForce out.